Alright, good evening everyone and welcome back once again to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here tonight, as we always are, on Thursdays with our Platinum class, and we are at a very special track here tonight. Welcome to the beautiful shores of the Caspian Sea and the beautiful country of Azerbaijan and the capital city of Baku for the Baku City Circuit. How can you even describe this track? It's pretty much craziness from start to finish. It's got one of the longest straights that you can possibly find on the calendar. You can top out the car here with the DRS open as well. It's just one hell of a track. The castle section is very infamous as it collects a lot of different cars and a lot of incidents through there as well. So we're going to see how that's going to go here tonight, but it's a 6-kilometer long track with 20 turns. We're going to be running the strict rules, and we're going to have the ghosting on for tonight so that we don't really cause too many big pile-ups somewhere on the narrow track. But we're going to be doing 26 laps around here when we get started for the race. For now, it is qualifying, and it is myself, Blind Machine, with you guys in the booth. I've got a very, very special guest with me tonight. It is no other than the Platinum Class champion of Season 12. At that point in time, he was known as Passassin, but today he is known as Drake Dempsey. Welcome, everyone, or welcome to the stream. It's been a while since we heard from you, and everyone remember that name because this guy is guaranteed to be an esports driver at some point. So, Drake, welcome. How's it going? Yeah, very excited to have you along in the booth here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your impressions of the track. Do you like this one? What do you expect we're going to see here tonight? Yeah, I think it will be a challenging track. It always turns out so. There's a lot of 90-degree corners in the first part of it, the first sector. Very technical second sector through that castle section and the exit and getting into the last corner there of turn 16 before you get onto the really big straight. We do have a yellow flag and professional out of qualifying. I'm gonna try and catch a car that is possibly passing by. Oh, he locked up. Yeah, into turn 16. The turn I was just talking about and that you mentioned. Yeah, it's gonna be a really tough race for 007 Professional. He's gonna have to start at best in 11th place, but I think once maybe Verstappen and Captain Blade put in the time, I think this might be back at the grid for 007 Professional. Yeah, it's a narrow track. It's very reminiscent of Monaco or Singapore, or most recently, Jeddah and Miami. But this one is a little bit different, I would say, because of the fact that it's so fast-paced that it makes those corners even more difficult than they usually are on other tracks. In Monaco, you're relatively slow throughout the track, throughout the lap. There are only a few points where you kind of going full throttle, whereas this one, you get to go full throttle quite a bit, but then you got to dive into a really tight corner with another car beside you. So this could be one hell of a show for us here tonight. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for everybody who's joined up in the stream already on YouTube or on Twitch. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Send in some comments, let us know who you're rooting for, who do you think is going to be on those winner podiums, and yeah, who's gonna do good. Let me double check here. Yeah, maybe check out your settings in your party, like the party settings, to see if there's any sharing options.
Share my voice. Okay, can I be heard now?
Well, we'll figure it out in a second, but for now, I guess go ahead and speak for a little bit so we can see if we can hear you on stream.
Yeah, so I'll just give some info on the track. It seems to be from what I've seen throughout my own experience and what I've heard from one driver tonight, it's going to be a very low downforce setup for many because of the long straight, longest on the calendar, as you once said. So I think it's going to be very challenging due to that low wing allocation.
All right, yeah, we can hear you on the stream. So yeah, welcome once again, I guess, since we didn't get to hear you when I introduced you. But yeah, everybody, it's Drake Dempsey, otherwise known as Assassin, your Platinum Class champion of Season 12 just a couple of seasons ago. And you had quite a dominating season that time around. You were pretty much right up there on the podium either every race or pretty much every race. I think you had, what was that, an 8-race streak of wins. So, you know, how are you doing at the moment? What are you up to? What have you been up to since?
I've been racing in PSGL and WR, respectively. Just this game, exclusively. Joined BSR, which is a large community team, and been improving myself more on and off the track. So I say it's been going pretty well.
All right, good to hear. Yeah, we're really glad to have you along here tonight. It's been a while since we heard from you. So we are still in qualifying, 4 minutes to go. We were actually supposed to have a full qualifying session here tonight with Q1, Q2, and Q3, but because only 14 people were able to make it, there was a couple of drivers that had issues connecting to the session tonight, and then a few drivers that could not make it. So unfortunately, we decided to, or not unfortunately, but we just decided to drop it down back to the short qualifying. At the moment, TJ leading and on provisional pole with a 139.3. We have Forzen in second place, 139.6. Bats with a 139.658, so just about 45 tenths off of, or 45 thousandths off of Forzen. Very close and very tight margins up there. And then Seafreeze, 139.7. Those are the 4 guys in the 139s. And then we've got a bunch of guys in the 140s as well, very close behind. So I think this is going to be a very tight race. There's some good DRS zones around here, good straights. What about setups, though? What would you go for, Drake? There's a couple of different, theories to go around here, which is pretty much, lower down your downforce to nothing, or get it set up for a little bit more long term. What would you kind of go for?
What I have observed with this game is that lower wings seem to be usually better. Unless you're talking about Monaco or Singapore, but I mean, you'd have to be, let's just say, not bright to run low wings at Monaco. But, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't pay off, of course, but look, Monza, for example, 0-0 wings seems to be the strategy there. And with the straightaway, you see it on the main straight, it's going to be a low downforce. Not 0-0, then very close to 0-0.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree. I mean, I was running, I think, 10-10 around here on Tuesday, and I kind of almost felt like it maybe wasn't enough on the rear wing. But that's just me, so I'm sure these guys can probably handle it. In time trial, though, you're absolutely correct. Like, I ran 0-0 in Monza, I ran 0-0 here, and it felt pretty good. So I think maybe there's a difference between the online playing handling model in the equal performance, and then the TT one. Who really knows with this game? I mean, these guys design all kinds of different variations for it for esports and for all kinds of other things. Tonight we just get to drive on the regular model, but we are on crossplay, so if you guys are interested in joining and racing in Trinity Competitive Racing, check out the links in the description of the video. You'll find the link to our website and the application form there. You can now join if you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. I think we might have even had somebody on a cloud gaming platform last week. So, I mean, you could even play on Stadia if you wanted to, or on EA Play, or any of those things. As long as you can log in to the lobby, you can join. I think you should be fine. So, TJ is out there on a hot lap right now. He's coming to the end of Sector 1, looking pretty nice. Let's jump on board with him, and let's see if he's improving. He is, very marginally, but by almost a tenth. And the skies are looking a little bit gray at the end of qualifying here. I don't think we're going to get any weather. It would be pretty awesome, though. And TJ into the castle section now, doing a very nice job through 10, 11, and 12. And now we're kind of running into the back of the track into that crucial turn 15 and 16 that's then going to bring you out onto the final straight. And he does a pretty good job through 15 and going into 16. He's purple in sector 2 and he's up by a tenth and a half. So he gained about a tenth there through sector 2. Let's see if he can keep that going in the last part of the track and bring it to the line. He's already on pole, but this is going to improve his time quite well. And this might be a 39.0 as CPI Forza puts in a 139.1. Here comes TJ. It's a 139.2.
Forzan got good car placement and managed to pick up a toe down the entire main straightaway, it seemed.
And Bats Plus, I think, smashed into the wall there in turn 15, or at least kissed it. Not sure if that's going to take away his time. But looking pretty good. Ecos Verstappen improves to P3 with a 139.653. Seafreeze currently in P5, and that's the best he's going to do. Toaster in the pits. B-Tom, I think, is on the lap. Bats Plus is about to come across the line here in just a second. Bats Plus does not improve. Stays down in P4. B-Tom, good enough for P6. And so your championship leader, B-Tom, is going to be starting in P6 with Forzan taking another pole position. I think, is this his first or no? I think he already had a pole position in the first round. Apparently not. Apparently it was B-Tom. All right. Or maybe I am correct. No, because those are fastest laps. I'm looking at my graphics here, and it's purple and number 1. So I thought maybe that's pole, but no. That's actually for fastest lap. All right, well, Forzan on pole position. TJ on the front row in second place. Verstappen in third. Bats Plus in fourth. Seafree is going to be starting fifth with B-Tom in sixth. HVAC Toaster in seventh. Bebby in eighth. GTR Lion in P9. And P10 goes to Stanley. We're going to run through the rest of the grid here when we get into the race. What are you thinking, Drake? What are we going to get here tonight? Is it going to be a clean race? Are we going to get some safety cars? What about strategy as well?
With strategy, it could go in any direction, I would say. I know the rear tire wear is much higher than that. Oh, it's raining.
Wow, all right. Looks like the Caspian Sea has lifted up into the air and is dropping down some rain on us. So this is going to spice things up.
Yeah, definitely. I saw in the chat that Cam said he saw it was sunny on the MFD in the pit garage, but it said wet on the little icon.
That's very interesting. Is this a glitch that possibly happened, or is this just dynamic weather with not a fully perfectly accurate forecast, kind of telling you, yeah, it might be this or the other. It's not 100% yet, and then it just throws you a curveball. This is pretty cool. I guess we'll get to see how our drivers are going to handle this situation. It's going to be thrown at them last second. They're going to have to possibly make a couple of adjustments on their wings and brake bias if they can. I think the other thing that you're allowed to change this year before the start of the race is the tire pressures. So maybe that could be a little bit helpful here as well. But we're going to get started in 15 seconds. We have no formation lap enabled just yet. This is round 4, and we're still noticing the little formation lap glitch. So we're going to skip that over, but that means we're going to get started just in a few seconds here. All right, round 4 in the Platinum class. 5 lights are on. And we go racing, and Forzan gets a horrible start, and it looks like Verstappen is going to come alongside with him, and he's going to go for it. TJ is going to take the position as well, and Verstappen is up into the lead of the race. Now it's Forzan and TJ battling it out into turn 2, and behind them a bunch of cars side by side. We have somebody off. I think it's HVAC Toaster. He had to go wide into the runoff, and he's back on the track now. A bunch of cars still side by side. Mebby and Seafreeze going into turn 3. Mebby locks up, and he makes contact with his own teammate and pushes his teammate into the wall, and now that triggers a secondary effect behind them with a bunch of people getting damaged and running into each other. And wow, that was very, very late move and late braking by who was that? In the Alpine, that was Mebby.
Yeah, my mouth's hanging open right now. I did not expect that. I believe that a lot of people ran low downforce and saying that it would be sunny in anticipation for a dry race. But now that it's wet, they cannot change the rear wing, and they're struggling for the downforce on the braking and in general. So
yeah, the 2 Alpines right now are really struggling. Bats Plus has no front wing. He ran into the wall after being tapped from behind by his own teammate. Mebby has a part of his front wing missing as well. Cam locking up, and Cam is into the wall, and oh, we've got other people into the wall as well at turn 15. They're breaking their front wings. Bats Plus has DNF'd. Bats Plus has ran into the wall at turn 15 with no front wing, and he is out of the race. And now we also have Cam with no front wing, and a couple of other guys with damage. HVAC Toaster gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, and we have a safety car deployed.
what chaos, oh my. Yeah, this is, many people are going to pit. I can see this already.
Yeah, all hell breaking loose there on the first lap of this race, and looks like we've got Forzan into the pits. TJ is coming into the pits. Mebik and Captain Blade all coming into the pits, and I mean, Forzan was running in P3, but he's changing his front wing, so he might have had some minor damage that we didn't know about. It looks like Captain Blade also had some minor damage. He's changing his front wing. So a lot of people had damage from that first lap, and it's Ecos Verstappen leading the race with B-Tom in second. HVAC Toaster all the way up into P3. Does have a 5-second penalty, however. It looks like by the predicted pit stop strategy, we're going to be going for a one-stop from a wet tire to another wet tire, so we might have a very wet race pretty much throughout.
Yeah, and this has shook up the order a lot. You can see Professional going up 9 positions all the way up to 4th place in what seems to be a net P3 at the moment. So yeah, this is going to be interesting.
All right, right, a little bit of a chaotic start there, but we are doing okay now. We did, however, lose Bats Plus. And I think Bats Plus and his teammate are going to have a little bit of a talk after that one because that was kind of triggered by Mebe overshooting his breaking point, getting Bats into the wall. Bats had no front wing. He was trying his best to make it around the track and then just locked up into turn 15 there and got into the wall. So he's out of the race by no fault of his own whatsoever. Whether or not he's going to want to report that. Oh, McChicken! What just happened to McChicken? McChicken is out of the race in the castle section. He is crashed into turn 7. Or no, turn 8. So we've now lost another person. We've lost a Haas and an Alpine. McChicken and Bats Plus, unfortunately, will not finish this race.
Speaking of Haas, I see that Cam has put on the intermediate tire, the only one in the field to do so. That's going to be interesting to see if this tires will get hooked up to grip or not.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I actually remembered that I didn't enable all of the other graphics on the screen for our tires, and a drive-through penalty for Captain Blade for speeding under the safety car. Captain Blade is currently in P10, P9, P8 as Forza and TJ pit again? They're pitting intermediates. Wow, so Forzan is sacrificing the track position at this point in time to put on the quicker intermediate tires. Now, whether or not the rain is actually easing off, that's going to be the question. We have not done any laps under green flag with the green tires.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the rain's still coming down pretty heavily, so it'll be interesting to see if they called the right strategy or not, because if they didn't, then they'll be dropping back like a stone underwater. But if they did, then we'll see the opposite effect happening with the wet tire runners. So, yeah.
Looking quickly at the position changes in the race, Verstappen gaining 2 positions off the start, B-Tom gaining 4 positions, HVAC Toaster gaining 4, 007 Professional starting way at the back of the grid, and he's up 9 positions. Oh, and Forzan just smacked the wall in turn 8, unfortunately. I'm not sure if he actually got any damage, but that was a nice little smack going up into there, right at the start of the castle section. And it might look, yeah, I think he might have a little bit of damage. That's very unfortunate there. No message of the safety car coming in yet, which is very surprising. But yeah, a Professional doing a great job staying out of trouble, and he's 9 positions up from where he started. Captain Blade 6 positions up as well in P8. But we have Seafreeze who lost a position. Forzan and TJ lost 8 each, and Stanley lost 3 positions on the first 3 laps. Let's see how that's gonna play out for the rest of the race here.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Forzan hits or not very shortly. But it seems like the safety car will be in next lap regardless of if every single car catches up. But maybe he's also in the pits, so he may be fitting the intermediate as well, causing a domino effect, possibly.
Alright, another quick overview, I guess, of the standings here while we're running on the safety car. At the moment, B-Tom is leading the championship. He has had 2 wins already in 3 rounds of racing. He's got 67 points to his name and 2 fastest laps. 007 Professional is in 2nd place. He had a 2nd place in Brazil, a win in Japan, and a 6th place in Australia last week. Looking to hopefully get a better finish here tonight to catch up to Tasmanian Devil or B-Tom. He's got 51 points, so the difference is 16 points between B-Tom and 007 Professional. And then Seafreeze in 3rd place with 34 points. He got a 2nd and a 3rd in the last couple of rounds. Let's see if he can keep that up and be on the podium here tonight again. And in the team standings, Mercedes is leading with 58 points. We have Red Bull with 42 in second place. Alfa Romeo did a great job last week. They rose up 4 spots from where they were a week before with 24 points to their name now. And Ferrari also rose up 5 spots from after last week, and they have 19 points to their name. So the team points aren't really that big. It looks like every week that somebody has done well, their teammate might have had some issues. So it's very, very close and very tight in the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, and it seems like the safety car is in this lap, so it's about half and half wet and intermediate tires. So this will be very interesting.
All right, let's jump on board here with 007 Professional in the Mercedes. He's got a good view of the cars in front, and we're going to see when these guys are going to decide to go for it. Trying to get some temperature into their tires. They've got 54 degrees for 007 Professional in his wet tires. The top 7 on wets. The bottom, what is that, 6 drivers? Oh, driving on the intermediate tires. So we've got a little bit of tire compound. Oh, there we go. And I think 007 Professional might get a run here on HVAC Toaster. Possibly. Coming into turn 1, he's going to go for it around the outside, and I think he might get the position here. He does, and into turn 2 now. Oh, incident between Ecos Verstappen and Beatom. They got tied up together, and they have both lost a bunch of positions. I don't think anyone got damaged. It was a really light tap, but it was the wrong place at the wrong time. And now they're both down to P10 and P11.
Toaster just went straight on.
Toaster off into the runoff area at turn 3. Wow, drama on the restart there. And then look who it is. In the top step now, it's 007 Professional. And he's got 2.5 seconds of a gap back to Captain Blade. And then Godzilla GTR Lion is in 3rd place. Again, the top 4 right now on the wets. And then we've got TJ as the top runner on the intermediate tires in P5. And he's about 2 seconds behind Seafreeze. So now my question is, maybe those intermediates were too early.
Definitely. It seems like they are lacking in grip, and Zesty and Beatom are just cutting through them at this moment.
Let's go back on board here with Beatom. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh, there's a pile up and somebody is off. Oh, and Beatom gets tapped from behind by Forzan. And now Forzan's got front wing damage. And Beatom loses a couple of positions, and he's got to do all that work once again. He's now trying to overtake Forzan, and he does. And it looks like Captain Blade has spun off. And I think that was TJ that caused the initial pile up that we had, or a little bit of an accordion effect there in turn 15. Again, lots of drama here, and we're only on lap 6. We still got 20 more laps to go.
Yeah, seems like the tire gap is close, but not close enough for the intermediate runners, as they are struggling and losing time to the wet runners.
Wow, this is a crazy race that we're seeing here right now. Maybe has just had a little bit of a moment as well. Everybody's kind of struggling, especially on those intermediate tires. Nobody's really getting anything out of them. Forzan is into the pits to change his front wing. Captain Blade is into the pits once again to change his front wing as well. 007 Professional 3.7 seconds ahead now. Seafreeze, though, losing a bit of time to Ecos Verstappen behind him. He's going to have to try and... Or, sorry, no, actually, he's gaining on GTR Lion and gaining extra time on Verstappen. Hard to keep up with everything that's going on here. Beatom, there's a yellow flag again in Sector 2. It looks like that's Captain Blade. Beatom is now right on the back of Cam. and into the castle section here. Oh, Cam very wiggly there through those corners. And now B-Tom is looking to make a move. He's pulling out to the outside. He's thinking about it through turn 13 and 14. We have another yellow flag again in turn 3. B-Tom not close enough into turn 15 to make a move just yet. But this is the closest battle on track right now.
Toaster was almost too close in turn 16, but it seems like he's just pulled alongside and will not be a hard pass at all.
All right, B-Tom is back up into P5, but it's been a hectic race and a hectic first few laps, and now Cam is battling off HVAC Toaster. HVAC Toaster was running as high as P3 in this race already tonight, and now trying to make up some positions, and he has overtaken Cam for P6. HVAC Toaster still has a 5-second penalty to his name. Cam really struggling on those intermediates, and look at that, they've shuffled back around, and the guys running on the wets are back up to the top again.
Yeah, doesn't seem like the intermediates are too far off, but it does seem like the track is getting less wet. And these drivers are really struggling in these conditions, considering the low downforce that was probably fitted for a majority of them, because they're sliding all over the place. It's very hard to drive in the wet with all this, the lack of wing.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about actually to ask you, what do you think it is about the wet conditions that changes up everything about, you know, the standings and how drivers drive in this game? Oh, as HVAC Toaster locks up and almost runs into B-Tom again. But back to my question, like, we've noticed that sometimes when it starts getting wet, certain drivers just become way quicker than they are in the dry, and others struggle. What is it about the wet that does that?
Driving styles, most likely. Drivers drive more smoothly. Looks like there's a safety car, and Captain Blade seems to have wrecked on the main straight.
And HVAC Toaster's just stopped on track completely. I think he had some time to drop. Chargers gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And yeah, we're gonna have another safety car. And that was actually for Captain Blade retiring, but I thought he retired in the pits. So I wasn't really sure if the safety car was gonna be necessary for that, but I guess the game decided it is. Now, somebody like Professional is not gonna be happy about that. He had almost a 5-second gap behind him. He's been working on it this whole race. He's been doing really good, especially in the wet conditions. That's actually what I was going to kind of allude to after that question about what it is about driving in the wet, because apparently something that 007 is doing has really helped him out in these wet conditions, and he was way ahead, but oh, his car gets stopped to let somebody out of the pits. I hate when this game does that. It's happened to me every single round so far.
Yeah, it's not realistic in any sort of the just rules of F1. Usually in real life, you'd get penalized for going out in front of a car already in the pit lane, unsafe release. But it seems to be the exact opposite in this game, unfortunately. So, connection, car pulls out in front of you in the pit lane, Village is ahead, several car lengths, and you're just left with lost time.
So the grid gets shuffled up again a little bit as we get our second safety car of the race. We've only done 8 laps and we already have another safety car. It's now Cam leading the race in the Haas with GTR Lion in second in the AlphaTauri. And then we have 007 Professional, who was leading the race just a moment ago. After making a pit stop onto the intermediate tires, he is now in P3. We have everyone on the intermediate tire now, the whole grid. Some people have pitted just a few laps ago onto that compound, but most of them have pitted under the safety car. C3 is up into P4, Mebby in P5, Verstappen in P6, B-Tom P7, TJ in 8th, Toaster in 9th, and Chargers holding on to the last point of tonight's race with Forzan and Stanley, the 2 Aston Martins, rounding up the back of the grid. It's kind of ironic right now because there is an Aston Martin leading the pack and 2 Aston Martins rounding up the pack at the back.
This is a good opportunity for the cars that were left unable to catch on the last safety car, so they can catch right back up. And I believe that there will be every single car when the safety car is released.
Alright, let's take this opportunity again to remind you guys to check out the links in the description of our video to our website, where you can find all the information on how to join and race in one of our classes: silver, gold, or platinum, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on your assist level. Let us know, sign up on the website, and join our Discord, and we can get you signed up into one of those classes. Also, check out the link to our TCR merchandise. You can buy hats and track pants and jerseys that you can customize with your name or your number or your racer tag or whatever you want. There's a lot of different things. What the heck is going on? Why is everybody stopping?
They may... Oh, dear. I think the Delta is maybe glitched.
Oh, Jesus. And Seifer's just got a drive-through penalty as well. What the heck was that? Honestly, this game comes up with all kinds of new ways to glitch you out. The light is green on the safety car, which normally means that cars that are lapped can overtake, but there are no lapped cars. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. But yeah, back to my point there. Check out the TCR merchandise. It really helps the league grow, and every single dollar goes into the league to make it better of an experience for you, the viewers, for the drivers, to attract new drivers that will make the racing more exciting. And this year, also, these drivers are going to get real trophies, real physical awards for their successes in the league. And also, we're doing some additional awards and rewards for all kinds of other accolades that you can accomplish in the season. Other than that, make sure you guys check out our affiliate sponsor, Fanatec. If you're looking to get some Fanatec equipment, make sure you to use our link so that you, again, help out supporting the league while you're getting yourself some great racing equipment as well. Definitely a well-known name in the industry. But in the meantime, to help us out here, make sure you guys smash that like button and send in some more comments and share it out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Let's make sure we activate all those Twitch and YouTube algorithms, and again, let's grow this league. It's been an amazing 14 seasons already. We are in another great season right now in season 14 in the Platinum class, watching an exciting race. So I can't wait what else is going to be coming to this league. We are not cross-play, cross-platform. You can see tonight we've got a couple of drivers on the PC. Most of the other ones are on PlayStation, but we do have some drivers in the league already that are also on Xbox and all kinds of other platforms. So, what else are we thinking is going to happen in this race? Do we think we're going to have any dry racing here tonight?
Can't say unless there's a weather report. And the Delta glitch just happened again. What is going on? Every single time they cross the finish line, it's just dead stop.
Yeah, it's a standing restart every single lap under the safety car. This is unbelievable. I honestly have never seen anything like this in my life. I think I've been playing F1 games since 2006, I want to say.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a long time. So
yeah, I mean, and I was playing on PC, and I did not have a controller. I had to play with my keyboard buttons, and I was clicking them really fast to make sure that I can, like, actually make it into the corners and whatnot. It was absolute hell, but I was persistent, and I was just like, no, I want to play it. I'm going to play no matter what, and then I ended up getting a PlayStation, and that kind of helped things out. At least I was playing with a controller for a while. But yeah, I've been playing them for a really long time. I mean, I was on my Steam account the other day, and it was showing me some of my old games that I could still download, and I'm pretty sure that the F106 that I have on there, it is not able to run anymore on my laptop because it's like way behind the operating system.
Yeah, 16 years, probably a little bit behind.
Yeah, makes me feel old. Well, anyways, back to our race here. Lap 10 of 26. And we are under our second safety car. Hopefully we will have it peeling off into the pits on the next lap, or on this lap. And we should get back to racing. It's been very wet at the start. It's a little bit wet right now. The whole grid has switched over to the intermediate tires. Let's see if now is the time for them to actually start activating and working. Safety car will be in this lap. But my question still remains, are we going to possibly see it brightening it up and going to dry at some point here tonight? Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. We've lost 3 drivers, Captain Blade, McChicken, and Bats Plus. It's Cam who's going to be leading us off to the restart this time around, with GTR Lion in second, 007 Professional in third, Seafreeze in fourth. Let's see how this is going to play out.
As you said, Cam is leading. He also has the oldest tires on the field, so it'll be interesting to see how this evolves. And he's gone.
Look at Seafreeze. He kept so far behind there. Oh, and he's going into the pits.
Yeah, that's the best thing
Oh,
to do.
he's got to drive through. That's right. He's got to drive through. Let's jump back forward to the front. Look at that GTR Lion overshooting his braking point into turn 1. He had to turn it around. He's down to P9. CPI Forzen also running a little bit too wide, and he's lost a few positions there. And it's Cam and 007 now in first and second. Mebby in third. Verstappen in fourth. Seafreeze has had to make his drive-through penalty, so he's dropped down to P11. Again, we get a shuffle up right on the restart.
Yeah, it seemed unfortunately that GTR Lion forgot to turn off his brake magic. But in all seriousness, that's what happens when rain is coupled with low downforce. It's just super challenging and almost impossible at times.
Yeah, well said there. I mean, how long have you been waiting for the chance to say that? But he did exactly what the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton has done a couple of years back. And guess what? Verstappen was also in a Mercedes, so that's kind of funny there. All right, so we've got Verstappen now attacking on Mebe.
Seems to be very dry at this moment. Rain's very few and far between.
A yellow flag in sector 2. What has happened there? Is that B-Tom? It is B-Tom. I think B-Tom has had an incident. He's missing a front wing.
That's big for the championship.
Definitely huge implications here. 007 Professional currently in P2 and only about half a second behind Cam. So he's still going for the win here possibly tonight. B-Tom down in P9 and no front wing, has to pit. He's going to be right at the back of the grid when they get when he gets back out. In front of him, GTR Lion attacking on TJ, but then TJ gets way ahead, and GTR Lion had to really slam on the brakes there and make sure that he actually came to a stop before that corner. But this is getting nice and tight right now in the midfield here. The battle for P6 is very tight between GTR Lion, TJ, and Stanley. At the front, also Verstappen and Mebe. Oh, and Mebe is off now. Mebe has had a little bit of a spin. He was in the runoff area. I'm not sure if maybe him and Verstappen have had a touch. But Verstappen up into P3, Toaster into P4, and Mebe down to P5.
Double Mercedes podium at this moment. It's going to be interesting to see how Cam's tires evolve since they're far older than the tires behind. But it's only lap 12 out of 26, so anything can still happen, not even halfway through the race. About to be, but can you believe it after all this chaos? It's only halfway through the race.
Yeah, this is quite crazy. I mean, we've still got half a race to go, and we've only lost 3 drivers so far, but we've had a number of spins, incidents, lost front wings, some touches, and some contact in overtaking, so anything could still happen, absolutely. Right now I'm watching as TJ has been following behind Stanley for quite a while here. He's trying to really get ahead of him. He's got a little bit more pace, but he's got to be careful under braking and in these kind of wet conditions that are about to switch. It does look like the rain is easing off. TJ now going for the move out of turn 16, and he does make that move stick. And is GTR Lion gonna go for a move here as well on Stanley on the start-finish straight? Let's jump on board. Looks like actually Stanley is now trying to re-overtake TJ, and we've got a yellow flag. It looks like something has happened in front of them. I think that was HVAC Toaster has at a moment. And look at that, GTR Lion and Stanley side by side into turn 2. And looks like GTR Lion is going to come ahead of that, so he's going to be in P7.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what happened with Toaster. It didn't seem like he seemed like he was far off in turn 1. So I don't know if he actually went off or if that was just a visual glitch. But, well, regardless, he's 1.8 in front of TJ. We'll see how that goes.
At the front, it's still Cam leading the race and still keeping a gap to 007 Professional, about half a second. It's been pretty much the same for the last couple of laps here. So Cam really holding it out. Definitely found some really good pace in these wet conditions. Looks like 007 Professional has just set a purple sector 2, so he's definitely catching up now. And on the start-finish straight, he's only about 2/10 behind. He's got 67% battery, so he can use that if he wants to, and he does right now. Is this going to be enough for him to go for the move before they make it into turn 1? He's wasted quite a bit of battery, about 20%, and setting a fastest lap, but he's not going to be close enough for a move into turn 1.
Yeah, it seems like the straight line speed and wings difference, if there is enough of one to make a big difference, seems to be just in Cam's favor.
Alright, so we're still watching on board here as 007 Professional is falling behind Cam. Looks like that gap keeps on dropping and then going back up again. Seafreeze on Stanley in turn 2. Let's see, they're still side by side coming out of the corner. Seafreeze is going to use his battery. He's only got about 30% left. He's going to get ahead, but Stanley is looking. He's looking for a move anywhere he can. Seafreeze is going to take it down the middle of the track. And that's not going to leave any space for Stanley to make a move right now. So Stanley's going to have to try again later. But that's Seafreeze up into P8.
Yeah, and it seems like Verstappen is catching his teammate, who's staying very close to Cam. So we'll see if he can make a move on the straightaway.
007 Professional still behind Cam. Catching up marginally, but now, as you mentioned, Ecos Verstappen catching up onto Professional and Cam as well. And now 007 Professional, I mean, you know, Verstappen is his teammate, but I'm sure he wants to win here tonight. And I'm sure he wants to get around Cam so he can clear a gap. Oh, Cam had a little bit of a twitch there. Did he touch the wall?
Yeah, he ran too deep. He took too much speed through the little S part of the straight, and he tapped the wall. Don't think he has any damage, but it definitely slowed his momentum.
Verstappen with a new fastest lap, 154.5, beating out 007 Professional for the previous fastest lap. And
it's one thing to catch, but it's another to pass, and Verstappen has next to no ERS.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like today, I think there was a video by WTF1 about, you know, how Monza is considered to be an easy track for overtaking, but it's actually not, because the DRS doesn't really have much of an effect there because the size of the rear wings is so small. So yeah, I mean, maybe here tonight, because of the rainy conditions, no DRS, and because maybe Cam is running a really low downforce, it's helping him out on those straights, because throughout I think the second part of the second sector, 007 Professional usually catches up down to about 2 or 3 tenths. This is going to be a very technical race, especially with the rain on. If it doesn't go dry, I think these guys are just going to be about patience and concentration.
Yes, definitely. And as you were saying about Monza and the DRS in real life, I saw that one too. It's hard to for DRS to work when there's not any place for DRS to work. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say how much wear Cam has because I'm not so sure, but it seems like he's going to be benefiting a lot from the low downforce, but can't say. And oh,
And that is Chargers out of the race, and we have another safety car. And Chargers ran into the wall at the start of the castle section in turn 8. I think he also had somebody else that got damaged from it because there was another car right after him that had a little bit of a front wing missing. 007 Professional goes into the pits. He's fitting on a brand new set of intermediates. Verstappen into the pits as well for a double stack. And also onto another brand new set of medium tires. 10 laps to go, so this is a great time for the safety car for those guys that want to change up tires. Surprised Cam did not pit.
yeah, it was the perfect opportunity to pit, and he would be in prime contention to win. But I don't know if he's going to make it to the end on those tires. He can, since you don't have to pit under wet weather conditions. But if those tires are going to make it, that's the question. But B-Tom was the one that got a little bit of front wing damage, just a missing end plate on the right side, but he's going to be pitting.
And there he is coming into the pits now. Change of tires, change of front wing. I think he might have just tapped Chargers after Chargers was already crashed, because it does take a few seconds for the ghosting to take effect. And before that, other cars can definitely make contact with you. So yeah, another safety car, number 3.
Yeah, and Baku seems to have a history in my time of racing there of just being infested with safety cars. It's usually known as the safety car parade, but this is going to mix up the race with Seafreeze on 8-lap-old tires, and the others around him who just pit for new tires, and the leader Cam on 14-lap-old tires. I can't say how much wear he would have now because I don't know how much wear he would get on the intermediates, but it has to be pretty high about now, maybe around 45% if I had to estimate, but I can't say for certain. Anyways, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure either. I'm not sure what happened to the graphic that we used to have that would come up and let us know their tire conditions. So that would be really cool to know at this point in time. But Cam, is he planning on making a stop now? Is he making, or is he going to be staying out? Let's take a look as they're going to be passing the pit entrance here in just a second. Oh, looks like he's staying out, so maybe he's thinking he can make it until the end of the race, or the other possibility is maybe he's getting information that it's going to go dry, and he's saying, well, I'll just draw these intermediates until we go dry and not have to make another pit stop later. So we'll see. I would love to see it go to dry conditions, but that's just me.
Yeah, so he may be looking on a possible strategy where he made a mistake, but too late to look back on that now. It's go big or go home. And there's no room for going back in time and changing that, so he has to stick it out. Or yeah, but with the 3 safety cars and him being on the same intermediate set throughout those 3, he may be benefiting from the fact that there has not been as many green flag laps as laps elapsed in this race. A bit of a tongue twister there, but he may be on 15-lap-old tires, but how many laps of those were green?
I gotta agree, yeah, absolutely. And we've done 3 safety cars, so at least 9 laps of the 17 that we're on right now. We're pretty much done under safety car. He's done 15 of the 17 on his intermediate, so he probably only done about 6 laps of green flag racing on that set of tires. They should be actually pretty decent. They might be around like 20% or so.
Yeah, they could be. They could be 30%. or more on the rear and on the front, because this track tends to have more rear wear than the front, but can't really say for certain. We'll just have to see how it evolves throughout the race, because, well, he's still in the lead, and as we said, there's only 9 laps remaining, 8 after this one, and he seems to be in a pretty good position at the moment if he can keep those tires alive.
So it's the Haas that is leading the pack right now, with 2 Mercedes drivers right behind him. 007 Professional and Verstappen, and it's Cam in the lead. And Seafreeze in 4th, Mebby in 5th, HVAC Toasters currently in 6th place, TJ in 7th, GTR Lion in 8th, Forza in the 9th, B-Tom in 10th, and Stanley in 11th. So right now, B-Tom only stands to get a single point out of tonight's race. He is the championship leader with a gap of 16 points between himself and Professional. But if Professional gets the win here, or even if he gets 2nd place, that's going to get him the lead of the championship, unless B-Tom also pulls out a fastest lap and then they'll tie on points. But, I mean, that's definitely still not what B-Tom wanted from tonight's race here. Looking at the situation for the constructors, Silent did not show up tonight. So that's already some points missing out for Mercedes. And yeah, I mean, sorry, not for Mercedes. Oh yeah, because Silent is Verstappen. Oh, that's what's so confusing. Ecos Verstappen is RR Silent, but he's in the system as RR Silent. So he used to be that used to be his old name. But yeah, so actually then for Mercedes, great situation there. For Red Bull, not such a great situation. Because TJ is currently in 7th, and B-Tom... What happened to B-Tom? Oh, he's in 9th. There we go. What happened to GTR Lion? How did he end up down in 11th? Did he make a pit stop? Yes, he did.
Yeah, not a good weekend for the Red Bulls. It could turn around in the last several laps of this race, of course, but at this moment it seems to be glory for Mercedes and a weekend to forget for Red Bull. But they can always change that. I saw a Professional slide and tap the wall a bit. I don't know if he has damage, but I don't think it was a big enough tap to cause anything to be concerned about for him.
Well, I'm expecting that we should be getting back to racing on this lap, hopefully. Let's wait for that message to come up. There it is. Alright, Cam is going to lead us back on to Green Flag Racing for one more time. He's done it on the last restart. Let's see how he's going to do it here again. He's going to be chased down by the 2 Mercedes drivers and also the Ferrari of Seafreeze. We've had some position shuffle-ups on the previous safety car restarts. Are we going to see another shuffle-up here on this one? Let's get back to it. Let's get ready. We're going to jump on board with Seafreeze so we can get a good view of the front here. And it looks like we're going to go for it now. And this time, Professional and Verstappen are a little bit closer than they were on the previous restart. Let's jump on board with Verstappen so we can better see the 2 guys in front going into turn 1 on the cold tires on the restart. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull it in. Cam almost going into the wall there. Maybe overtaking Seafreeze through turn 1. It looks like B-Tom has also overtaken Stanley into turn 1 as well, and he's up into P8. Back to the front we go here with 007 Professional and Cam into turn 3. Cam is taking it very nice and smooth through there, just trying to ease the car in, trying to get a little bit of temperature back into the tires and make it until the end of this race. Only 7 more laps to go.
Yeah, this is very interesting indeed. ERS is very crucial in this moment, because if you run out, then, well, you have no straight line. So, I mean, that's self-explanatory when you're just going to be passed easily. So he needs to keep as much as he can if he wants to have a shot at this.
It is very close between the 2 Mercedes drivers and the Haas driver at the front, battling it out. for the win here tonight. We've had a lot of incidents, we've had some contact, we had some spins, we had safety cars, everything you could possibly imagine. So for now, I think these guys just need to focus on staying out of trouble, bring it home, and get those points, because otherwise you could go from right from the lead all the way down to the back of the grid. We have a yellow flag. Somebody has hit the wall in turn 15. It is TJ, and the Red Bull gets another hit. Once again, now we have one Red Bull outside of the points, and B-Tom in P7 trying to get something, trying to salvage something. Yeah, Mercedes battling it out on the start-finish straight. It looks like Professional is going to let him through.
Team orders, probably, during communication, or just strategy, because it seems like Verstappen has a little bit more pace than that Mercedes at the moment.
Yeah, I think otherwise Professional would have just been losing time trying to battle it out with him, and Nebi is not too far behind, so if they want this double podium, they're going to have to switch out places, and that's exactly what they've done. Now Verstappen about 0.4 of a second behind Cam. He's closing up and he's putting pressure on him. 007 Professional trying to pull out time on Nebi. He's extending the gap by just a little bit every single corner. I think this was the best decision for the Mercedes team at this point in time. Verstappen pulling out, having a look, filling up the mirrors of the Haas driver, but not quite close enough.
He is right on that diffuser through the entire castle section. I think if a pass is going to come soon, it's going to come, well, I guess now.
Here he goes. Here he goes, and he's through. He's up into the lead of the race now, and that has also kind of helped out 007 Professional. He's closed up a little bit of time on the Haas driver of Cam in front of him.
Yeah, I think that tire wear is getting to him.
Alright, let's see here. 18 laps Cam has done on his intermediate tires. He's only got 6 more to go, but will they hold on? And will he be able to hold on to a podium position here tonight? 007 Professional now only a 10.5 behind, but as soon as they get onto the straights here, Cam is able to keep up even with ERS enabled on 007 Professional's cars. Equals Verstappen puts in another fastest lap, trying to protect that extra point, taking everything they can away from Red Bull.
Yeah, it's crucial in the Constructor Championship, and Mercedes having a very good weekend. If I see an overtake happening, it will be maybe when, I mean, Professional has a bit more DRS than Cam, so if that devolves to Cam, then we'll see an overtake happen, but there's only 5 laps remaining, so it's going to be all about strategy now.
Look at that, Mabi and the Alpine starting to close up on 007 Professional. The gap is coming down every single lap. We might all of a sudden now have a bigger battle for those last couple of spots on the podium. Behind them also Forzan has managed to make his way through the grid again, and he's only a 1.5 seconds behind. Seafreeze about a 1.5 seconds behind Forzan as well in P6, so the gaps between the drivers right now are not very big. TJ onto a soft tire.
That must be a mistake. It is not nearly dry enough. Oh, and Forzan just smacked the wall. That's his wing broken.
Yep, Forzan is missing a piece of his front wing. I think he's already broken 2 front wings in tonight's race. And that's now a 3rd. And we have a yellow flag for GTR Lion. And that's another front wing donated to the Turn 15 Museum.
Oh, maybe just wrecked in the S. Another safety car. What is that, the 4th safety car of this race?
Yep. Safety car number 4, and maybe unfortunately out of the race, becoming the 4th victim of this very, very difficult track. That gives the chance to Cam to pit now, and he's going to be going onto the soft tires as well. Everybody's going onto the softs.
it's a risk, but it might. Yeah, the rain stopped, so I think they just nailed the strategy if it dries up quick enough. But with this game, there's a new 12-step evolution. So, oh, Cam just hit a wall. I don't know if he has damage, but that's gonna be that's something to keep an eye out on. And but as I was saying about the evolution of the track, I mean, it took 20 laps for it to fully dry up after the rain stopped in WR Miami, but it could also take like 2 laps for the entire track to just completely dry up. So it'll depend on if the track dries up quick enough. And Forzan, what just happened? Did he hit the safety car? He's out of this race, right next to the safety car. Yeah, the soft tires have 0 grip. I see the drivers sliding out everywhere on the track. So unless it dries up completely, I don't see them being in any sort of contention, and I only see more chaos happening.
Yeah, I'm watching Cam. He's basically crawling around the track at about 100 kilometers an hour, just trying to make his way around here, because it seems like, yeah, they're not really getting much traction here. Let me see. Tire temperatures about 80 degrees. Oh, and into turn 15, into that barrier. Another piece of a front wing donated to the turn 15 museum.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say. I'd say he pits, unless it was the old damaged model. But that's a pretty hefty smack on the wall, so gonna have to definitely pit. It's a shame because it was running such good race.
Onto the soft tires. 007 Professional onto the soft tires and changing his front wing. So he might have had some minor damage as well. And he's going to be coming out. Is he going to be able to keep P2? I think Seafreeze might be able to take it away from him. It's going to be very tight between these two. And yep, Seafreeze is going to get second position. 007 Professional in P3 on cold, brand new soft tires. Everybody's going to be on cold soft tires. They're going to have to try and get some temperature into them. It has stopped raining, but the question is going to be, is there a dry line formed yet? And how quickly that's going to happen.
I would like to keep an eye out on GTR line, because if it doesn't dry up enough, which it seems like it might be on the fringe, but if it doesn't dry up enough, then he's the only one on intermediates, so he's going to win this race if it doesn't dry up enough.
The field is very spread out right now as well. That could possibly play into the hands of GTR. He could decide to pit and still be able to go another lap under the safety car possibly. And this is coming down to the wire now. This is going to be very, very interesting in terms of who's going to get this one, who's going to get the win, who's going to be on the podium, how are these tires going to work. The weather today was, I mean, well, if you can call it dynamic, it's anything but.
Yeah, the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, but the game mechanic leaves 2 laps of racing, or, yeah, so, wait, yeah, 2 laps before the end, so it'll be 24 if I'm right, which, well, I'm not so sure anymore. I think, yeah, no, it's, alright, false alarm, yeah, it's 24, so it leaves 2 laps of full racing to happen, so it'll be at the end of the next lap, regardless of if they catch up or not.
Yeah, I think looking right now a little bit drier than it was just a lap ago. The drivers are able to get a little bit more temperature into their tires as well. So,
yeah, but not nearly enough yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how to call this one at this moment in time. Tonight has been so unpredictable. 7 Professional into the pits again, changing another front wing. He's got damage on that one.
Not so sure what happened, but I mean the front wing change explains itself, so he must have slid and hit a wall somewhere. So This race was going so well for him, possibly looking from a last to first win. That has turned into a bit of a frustration under this safety car.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 4 safety cars in a single 50% race, it becomes a little bit of a lottery, right? Because when does that safety car come out? And where are you on the track at that point in time? TJ just got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. I think, is he going to retire or is he going to still come out? I mean, there's points guaranteed for everybody tonight. So don't retire. Finish out the last couple of laps. TJ going on to the intermediate tires.
Yeah, the track's greasy, so I think it's going to be possibly at this point the rate of drying up, it will be in the soft's favor. So.
Wow. Unbelievable. Tonight has been incredible from, a viewer perspective and the commentator perspective. I think we have had an incredible, race to watch and commentate on here tonight with all the incidents and the weather and the safety cars and everything else that's been happening here tonight. I just don't even know what else to say. I mean, I don't even know how this is going to play out. Safety car will be in on this lap. And now we're going to get to see for sure whether these tires are going to work or not. We're going to be on board with GTR Lion. He's the only one on the intermediates. The guys in front are on the softs. Are these soft tires going to work? This is going to be the biggest question. We're literally going to have 2 laps to answer it because we're going to have lap 25 and 26. It is drying out pretty quickly though, so I think maybe GTR Lion might be in a little bit of trouble here. Turn 1 is going to be the best indicator.
It's 100% dry at this point.
And there they go. And it looks like VTOM is right alongside Seafreeze. Into turn 1, a little bit of a touch there. Let's see what's going to happen here. They're going to be side by side, and VTOM is going to take the position away, and VTOM is up into P2.
Yeah, very interesting. It seems like that intermediate is going to be overheating very shortly.
Here comes GTR Lion. He's keeping up with the guys in front. It looks like he's still getting a little bit of traction out of those intermediate tires. I mean, he deserves some sort of an award if he ends up finishing this race on an intermediate tire when it's 100% dry on track. This is going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, 007 Professional. Stanley kind of rotated around. Not sure if they made contact, but he almost went around, managed to save it.
Yeah, I think that intermediate set of GTR line will be screaming this time next lap. Oh! Seafreeze just hit VTOM, I think.
Seafreeze makes contact with the back end of VTOM's car. VTOM has been spun around and he's all the way down to P8. The drama is just non-stop in tonight's race. It's never ending. Oh, now we have a yellow flag in Sector 2. It's Cam. Cam is out in turn 15. And you can donate that whole car to the museum now.
Yeah, that's after running such a good race, being in the action. I think everyone's in the action at this point in this race. I think Forzan before he DNF made 8 pit stops.
Verstappen in the lead with GTR Lion in second place on an intermediate tire on the last lap of the race. I cannot believe I'm saying this. This is absolutely ridiculous. But we are on a dry track with somebody on an intermediate tire in second place and keeping up. I mean, that's incredible. And here comes Seafreeze on GTR Lion. Oh, and they made a little bit of a touch, and GTR Lion, unfortunately, drops down to P4 now on those intermediate tires. And it's now Seafreeze, a 007 Professional, in second and third. There's still a chance here for Mercedes to get that 1-2 if 007 can make a clean overtake on Seafreeze, and he's going for it. He's going for it. They're going to be side by side through turn 7. they're still almost side by side coming up into the castle section. I kind of feel like Seafreeze might be fighting a losing battle here. It looks like 007 Professional is so much quicker. He's got 60% of ERS left as well, so he's going to try and deploy it probably a little bit here and then a little bit more into that final straight. And they both make it cleanly around turn 15.
One word before this happens. He seems to be running a lot more downforce, so I don't think he's going to be in too much of a contention unless Seafreeze runs out of battery. But let's see.
He's deploying his battery now, but Seafreeze does seem to be ahead of him. I think Seafreeze is going to be able to hold on here to P2. He did have that touch though with P-Tom, so there might be an incident review for that, but it is Verstappen that wins here tonight in Baku in the Platinum class in round 4. He gets to win for himself, and it is going to be a double podium for himself and his teammate 007 Professional, with Seafreeze in the Ferrari in P2, Godzilla GTR Lion in P4, Stanley 5th, A-Track Toaster 6th, V-Tom 7th, and TJ is going to be in P8, and the last finisher here on track. We have lost 7 drivers from this race. Cam, Forzan, Mebby, Chargers, Captain Blade, McChicken, and Bats Plus all did not finish, but the top 8 did finish, and on the top 3 steps, there are 2 Mercedes cars. They're going to extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship. They're going to help themselves out to get a little bit closer to B-Tom in the Drivers' Championship as well. And I mean, after the race that this was, yeah, 007 Professional definitely deserves Driver of the Day.
Yeah, what a hectic race, and finished in as hectic fashion as it began. So, I mean, the only word for this race in a summary is action.
Absolutely. We had action and drama from start to finish. 4 safety cars, lots of incidents, lots of side-by-side action, lots of overtaking, and lots of controversy. And I think we're going to get a few incidents reports coming in tonight from this Platinum class. But for now, it's the celebrations on the podium with the champagne spraying for the 2 Mercedes drivers and the Ferrari of Seafreeze in the top 3 spots there.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like the race just dragged on and on at the first half because of all the safety cars, but it was very entertaining from start to finish. It had me alert the entire time. I can't imagine what the drivers were feeling, because I can put myself out there in my head, and trying to make those decisions would be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly don't know what I would have done in these situations here tonight. There was kind of between a rock and a hard place a lot of times where there was a safety car out and you either had to pit or not pit, or you had to decide what kind of compound you're going to go onto. These guys have done an incredible job here tonight of picking out the right times, the right tires, the right pit stops, the right overtaking spots, and everything else that you needed for the win and for the podium finish here tonight. I mean, I can't wait to talk to them and see what they have to say. Give us a few moments here as we get all of them joined up. In the meantime, make sure you hit the like button and that you subscribe to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing if you haven't yet. We're only a few subscribers away from 500 subscribers, guys. If you can help us hit that goal, that would be absolutely incredible, and we would be very, very grateful for that. And from there, we're going to try and hit the 1,000 and keep on going and do everything else we can to grow this amazing league. And tonight is a great proof of why we love this league so much, and the kind of action that you can expect for the rest of the season as well. Other than that, check out the link to our website and our affiliate sponsor Fanatec and our merchandise shop as well. All of that stuff is in there. So while we're waiting for the drivers to join up, make sure you check that out. I think we actually do have the 2 Mercedes drivers in already. And since we have 007 Professional in P3, Let's start off with him, 007 professional. Congratulations. I mean, you were possibly in for a win or a P2 here tonight. That last lap between yourself and Seafreeze, there was some spicy action there as well. I can't wait to ask him about it. But for now, let us know about it from your perspective. You got driver of the day. You get it started from the back. Something happened in qualifying. So tell us all about it. Some good points for Mercedes today as well, while the Red Bulls were struggling a little bit. So, what do you think? Is that kind of giving you a little bit of a boost of morale for the next few races? Awesome. Drake, did you have any questions for 007 Professional?
Uh, I mean, how tough was it running that race? Yeah, understandable. Congratulations on your third place after qualifying suboptimal, but very good. Good race win.
Yeah, and good luck for the rest of the season. All right. In P2, we have the Ferrari of Seafreeze. I'm not sure if Seafreeze joined the lobby or not. Seafreeze, can you hear us?
He's not here. He's on PC,
No,
so I
right?
don't think he has the same thing I do.
Yeah, I mean, he has joined us before on the podium, even though he was on his PC, but I'm not sure why he's not able to join now. But we're gonna send out a huge congratulations to Seafreeze. He got his third podium in a row and third podium in 4 races. Another second place to him. A good chunk of points to help out Ferrari in their championship as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll see him next week on the podium again, and we'll get to hear from him then. But yeah, that's Seafreeze in P2. Not coming to the post race interviews, unfortunately. So we're gonna jump back to the Mercedes team because they have gotten themselves a double podium finish in this week's race. It is Silent or Ecos Verstappen on the top step here tonight. Congratulations on the... Oh, actually, there's Seafreeze now. Seafreeze, can you
Just
hear
in
us?
time, I guess.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
hello,
just
hello.
about to start talking to our winner, but okay, just for you, I'll jump back over to the Ferrari. We'll talk to you quickly. P2 here tonight, and it was kind of, I think from our perspective, it was kind of a weird race for you. Like, you dropped back a couple of times, you came back to the front, then you dropped back again, then you came back to the front again. You had to kind of work for it there tonight, so how did that go?
Yeah, it was probably one of the more difficult races that I've had for like a really long time. It was just like such a long race, and I wasn't expecting to have the short quali today. Obviously, we're going to do the full quali, so I did zero warm up at all because I was going to use Q1 and Q2 as my warm up, but a little behind, I guess, the 8 ball there, but yeah, like the opening lap, I forget. I think it was I got mebbed today, and in turn 3, I had to use the escape road, and there was a whole big jamble there. But surprisingly, the entirety of the race, no wing change at all. Personally, I don't think I put a foot wrong today. The only thing, I guess it's not really my fault though, but the drive-through penalty that I got is just stupid. I was literally stopped on track, but it was like just not enough time to catch back while I was under the safety car. For some reason, everyone gets that, but then I caught on like, oh, we have to slow down every time we go past this. So yeah, it was good. The end was sketchy with the soft tires. Yeah, it was just a difficult race, up and down, but I knew I'd be in it at least till the end. So if I could just avoid everybody, which I think I did for the most part, you know, it went all right.
All right, well put there. Drake, did you have any questions?
No, but maybe one. Did you
hmm
did you run a high downforce or a low downforce setup, and how hard was the race for you?
I don't know what I ran. I was low. You said? Yeah. You know, I really don't know, cause like yesterday I heard some drivers in Golden in a dry race using 4.0 wings in the dry, and I'm like, oh, people are going really low. Then I'm like, oh, I'll just bump it up like you know, a decent amount. But I thought that was high for this track, but I think it was actually low in regards to that it was still rainy weather or whatever. But I actually was changing because you could change the front wing throughout the pit stop, so I changed it up when because the wet stint was bad. I put it up in the inters and then I put it back down for the dry. A few clicks on the front, but yeah, we'll see if if Taz is gonna submit me for the last lap. I don't know if you guys were on board, but in my angle, he was already going around in that castle section. And honestly, you could give everybody a penalty, besides maybe a very select few, because it was just a mess. Drivers missing apexes and going in
Wait,
deep, and
can you report somebody for missing an apex or just like sending you wide into an escape road? Can you do that?
I don't know. But it's like it's mixed conditions, so it's like it's really hard to like be like, yeah, it's like unless it's like blatantly really bad. Like I feel like in mixed conditions, it's just racing at that point. It's like there's no select line that can work really, because it's constantly changing. At the first lap 25 was so much different than 26, and you have to adapt so much quicker. And you know, you saw everybody going around. Difficult race.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell from the comment booth.
But I mean, very congratulations on the P2. Regardless of what happens with the penalties, you still drove a very good race, and all the chaos we still came out on P2. So
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, congrats, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the season. All right, so that was Seafreeze in P2 in the Ferrari. Let's get back over to the Mercedes and our winner here tonight, Ecos Verstappen, getting the win. He becomes our third different winner in 4 races in this season of Platinum Class, and that kind of gives me some good hope about what is more to come in the season. If we have 3 different winners in 4 races, I think that's super exciting. But Icarus Verstappen, congratulations. That was a great drive. Double podium for yourself and your teammate. Tell us about the race from your perspective, and I guess how do you feel about after getting this win?
Honestly, I feel ecstatic. We came in from the first few rounds where we knew we had pace, we knew we had the chances, or at least race-winning pace, and for whatever reason, either bad luck or the odd mistake just put us out of contention. But today, I just even today it was looking pretty bleak for both Prof and I before the race. But like for example, I had a bad headache before the race even, and yesterday I was having issues with my brake. So today for the turnaround to be this crazy is really it puts me on a different mind. I'm on cloud nine, honestly, because the turnaround from the first 3 races, being able to win a chaotic race like this is finally. It feels like we're putting that bad luck to the side now. Finally, it's like so many points lost in the first few rounds, and now it's probably going to come our way. Um, we knew the lap time was there. We were quick enough to do it, but um, yeah, like for example, like I said last week, we were demotivated, a bit deflated, honestly. And now, like the following week, it's cloud nine. So yeah, just crazy race, and I'm just like, ecstatic.
Awesome, yeah. Drake, did you have any questions for our winner?
not questions, but comments. I have to say, yeah, confidence is everything. And I mean, I had a tough first half of this game in league racing myself, so I was pretty demotivated. But these past 3 weeks have been great. So it's all about confidence. So you got to have confidence in your own ability to be able to drive as well as you can. And well, when you have a good result like you have today as a team, it will definitely provide a bit of a boost in the coming weeks. So use that and do what you know you can do. So
Yeah,
congratulations on the P1. You should be happy with that, with such a chaotic race, and sleep well. Not
yeah,
party
for
yet
sure.
because it's too late for that.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
um, but yeah, on a side note, I think I remember before, I think on F1 2019, I started eating ramen noodles and the grilled cheese before league races, and I would win the league race, and that's what I did tonight. So I think I'm gonna have to start doing that for flat as a ritual.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
always pet my cats before races.
Huh?
I would always pet my cats before races or wear Ferrari socks.
That's I think that's gonna become the ritual, or whatever we do from now on. We have to maintain the same routine because yeah, honestly.
Yep, onwards with
Well,
the grilled cheese and ramen noodles.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
whatever works. Definitely worked for you here tonight. Congratulations again on that win, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to be it here tonight in Baku, in Azerbaijan, for round 4. And that's it for round 4 of this week as well, across all 3 classes. It was definitely hectic in all 3 classes. Lots of safety cars, lots of incidents. Weather came in tonight and threw in an extra little wrench into the works here and spiced things up. So it was super exciting to watch. Everyone who's been watching, thank you guys so much for your support. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Send in some more comments, leave comments on the video if you're watching this later, and share it out. And let's activate all of those YouTube algorithms. Make sure that this gets out to as many people as possible. We're only a few subscribers away from 500, which is unbelievable. So let's hit that goal. Next week, are we racing next week? Are we taking a break? What's going on next week? Who remembers?
I mean, I'll be racing. I think it's Britain.
All right, so we'll be off to Britain next week. So that means we'll be back on Tuesday with Silver Class. Gold will be back on Wednesday, and Platinum, as always, on Thursday at the same usual time of 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out all the links in the description to our website, to our affiliate sponsors, to our merchandise shop, and everything else in there. Massive thank you to Drake Dempsey for joining me here tonight again. Thank you so much.
Yep. Pleasure.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll get to hear from you again throughout the season. But again, from Blinn Machine, from Drake Dempsey, from the Platinum class of drivers, and everybody here at TCR, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourself a great night, and we'll see you very soon.